Welcome to Iron Mines Part 1 in Sorrowdusk, Freeing Achka. Another series that I do pretty much at most once per life. And if I'm just flying through for a past life, I won't do this one. So it's actually not one that I know really well. I mean, I know it well enough, but haven't done a video of it, so that's why I'm doing. Let's take a look at some differences between this video and last video. So we've got, we're up to level 8 now, and less than a rank from 9. And so I've pretty much filled out things as much as I wanted to here in the Enlightened Spirit. I really wanted to max out Spiritual Retribution, because this gives me an additional 3d6 light damage that scales with spell power for my blasts, which means it also affects my bursts, melee attacks, and range. Now, I've mentioned this in my other series too, but it's worth mentioning again, because I know not everybody's watching every video, or it's easy to miss something I say, but this is a really important point, that generally speaking, if an enhancement in your trees here say that it affects your Eldritch Blasts, that means it will also affect the burst. The burst is the, this thing, and then the blast is the ranged, okay? So Spiritual Retribution, for example, says your Eldritch Blasts, melee attacks and ranged attacks do 3d6, blah, blah, blah. So the implication is that it also affects your bursts. That's not the case with everything, but generally speaking, that is the case. So over here in Tainted Scholar is what I'm going to be working on next. So all I've got right now is Tier 1 and 8, and then plus 1d4 pack damage with Eldritch Blast. There's another example. It says pack damage with Eldritch Blast. It also affects your bursts. That's just 1d4 to my sonic damage, just to my packed damage, so that's not 1d4 to the light and force damage that I'm doing. I'm going to be working up to get Utter Dark Blast, of course, here, and that's going to change that force to evil damage, therefore it's alignment damage, therefore it's affected by radiance, as is light, so I won't need an impulse item or kinetic lore item in the next level or so. But I don't have that yet, so I still have an impulse item. So let's take a look at the gear. Did anything change from last video? This is just some random Evocation Focus 2 goggles I got just to fill a spot because it opened up. I have this Enchanted Dark Leaf Banded Armor. This comes from Heroic Tempest Spine. It just had a little bit higher armor bonus than Random Gen at this level. It had the slot. I put Heavy Fort in there. It's got Resistance 4. It's nothing fancy. It's nothing worth going out of your way for, but it is something that I had. So this is the same enchantment, resistance plus 6. Good luck plus 2 on the ring. This is Random Gen I found. I thought it was pretty nice. Dodge bonus 4, sheltering 8 on the boots. Strength 5 on the gloves. Impulse 54 on the ring. Greater False Life on the belt. Charisma 5 on the cloak. Your Blasting Chime is going to be probably your best bet to get, if you're Fey Pack, to get your sonic damage and lore from up until you get your Dashing Gloves, which I can't remember. I think those are level 13. They might be 15, which come out of Good Intentions. So your Blasting Chime is probably your best bet until then. And then, at level 11, I'll have another version of this. Con 5 on the necklace. Feather Falling Melee Alacrity 10% on the helmet, so that used to be on the boots, but I found these cool boots, so I thought I'd just switch it over to the helmet. That's one of the many benefits of crafting, is that you can highly customize, your gear set, and it allows you just to move things around very conveniently. And now I crafted this up to plus 3 Light Mithril Shield of Invulnerability. And this is the same sword, the Radiance 46, Insightful Radiance 24. I've got a medium load now because I got a backpack full of junk I've been questing. I should have dumped it, but I guess I'm going to run around a little bit slower for this video. This is another one that I just swear I did a video for these two parts, like in one of my previous series, but I went back and looked and I couldn't find it. I swear I remember the part like showing on video that you could jump over the chasm. But fuck me running if I can find it. I think there's a conspiracy going on. Like, I have these ideas in my head that I've done videos for certain quests, but then they're not on my channel. And I don't know if the search mechanism is bad or if, you know, so maybe they're there and just I haven't found them among the nearly 400 videos now that I have up there. Here's another part. Like, I swear I remember doing a video showing like you can jump over this. But it could have just been one of the many times that I was explaining it to somebody. And one of the things that can help here, because it can, you know, your depth perception, you know, because we're looking at a 3D image on a 2D screen, you know, it kind of messes with your eyes or whatever. So it can be really difficult to see how far you jump. So one of the things you can do is turn sideways and then jump sideways like that, and that could, you know, it can make it a little bit easier, especially if you're newer. Don't fall down there. Ooh, that looks like a deep hole, doesn't it? What was that? I don't really need spell penetration, but... Oh, that's a level higher anyways. But it's probably better for me to hold on to than the other one. And that's all there is to part 1. Now I'm going to do part 2. But I'm going to cut out the part where I run down to Voodu and advance the chain. Okay, back for Iron Mines part 2. Guess there's not really a reason to come down here. I've been taking things a little bit slower this life than I have traditionally. Savoring it a little maybe. But one of the things that I've been doing is actually doing some of the optionals I wouldn't typically do. So like the elemental cave in, oh gosh, what is that? Is that SDK or is it Tangle Route now? The one where you go into the river? Now I can't even remember where I did it. Oh, it's Tangle Route. And I haven't been there in ages. So it's just fun to kind of go back and see some of these places again that you haven't been to in a while. I bet that Elemental optional is a place where a lot of people have never even been, because you know, you get the key at the end, then you got to go way back, and it's not even worth that much. So I mean, certainly new players are going to typically miss it, and I think experienced players are going to typically skip it. Okay, so we got some things back here to clear up before we keep going. For exploration's sake, I don't even remember what's over here. I bet I haven't done this chain in 6 months. But I am doing maximum favor. So, you know, I'm doing everything. I'm going to sort it by level here and show you that I'm doing everything. But my leveling strategy, when I do that, or my strategy on which quest to pick, is as soon as I start hitting quests that can be done on Epic, I skip those. Because I'm saving, I want to save that first time XP bonus for when I get to Epics. Because I'm planning on knocking out multiple Epic Pass lives, so I want to save as much of that XP for later on as possible. Now, if I was just racing to 30 and was going to, you know, just TR back to 1 right away, that wouldn't matter. But like I said, I want to have as much first time XP bonus as possible saved for epic levels. And there's so much experience available in heroic levels now that I have literally not repeated any quests other than my little, you know, elite hard normal farm of like ringleader and stealthy repossession. Those are the only quests that I repeated. In this case, I repeated Tomb of the Burning Heart because I reset the quest, or I picked it up again and it screwed up the chain. So I had to do it again so that I was able to do Bloody Crypt. But so repeated that one too. And these are the last ones I need for level 8. So these are level 6s on Elite. And you know, I'm leveling just fine without having to repeat anything. Now, of course, you know, I've got like what's that thing called? Tome of Learning. And this is something, you know, maybe you don't know about this if you're newer. So, like, I have this Greater Tome of Learning. It says this book enhances your ability to learn, entwined with the words extreme blah 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 blah. 20% bonus to the base XP of heroic tier dungeons, increases to 50% bonus the first time you complete them. There's no effects in epics because there is an epic Tome of Learning and a greater epic Tome of Learning. So if you're serious about a character, like if you're main, or maybe you have multiple mains, if you're serious about those characters, I highly recommend getting those Tomes of Learning. I mean, they're awesome. You get them in the DDO store. And I can't seem to pick up this Rebel for some reason. We're going to have to find a way to live without it. Now I can't seem to open this chest, which tells me that maybe I'm losing connection. It's not even making like a locked sound. Alright, well, I'm going to have to find a way to live without that too. You know, this enchanted dark leaf banded armor that I got out of Tempest Spine that I'm wearing. I like how it looks. I think it's just kind of cool looking. It's like got some green scales and like on top of leathery looking armor. There's some deal here where I don't know if these doors won't open after you kill the boss or what. I don't remember. Who cares, right? Okay, so those aren't opening now. Maybe they open once I aggro them? Is that the deal? I think you want to kill them before you kill him to get a little bonus. I don't know why I'm going for breakables. I don't usually do that on a video. Maybe because it's a smaller quest. Well, that's the Sorrowdusk chain 1 and 2 of Iron Mines. If you have any questions about my videos, you can respond on YouTube. If you have questions about the Voodu Warlock build, you can respond in the DDO Warlock forums. And if you are on Sarlona, you are welcome to send me a tell if you like.